Right then. Quite a nice start to the morning. Ideally I'd get a bird flying right between those, I want to say trussets, but I don't even know if that's a word. I can hear them, as can you, I imagine, but I won't wait. Got to come back this way, maybe later. So at night the castle's all nicely lit up, but looks like they don't do that in the morning, which I didn't realise. It's annoying, although I suppose it does save some cash. Right, what can I do with this panelling and perhaps the bridge behind it? To be honest, I think this shot, or a shot here, will be better when the sun is up and there's light shining on the boats down there, I suspect, and perhaps some shadow on that bridge. Shall reconvene there later. Come on, get in the frame. Yes. There might be some motion blur of those birds, but there we go. Shooting RAW on the iPhone, the new Pro RAW mode. Although, as you probably know at the moment, if you've got one of these iPhones, you can't edit the Pro RAW files in any of the Adobe programs. It just comes through as a normal RAW file, which I have no major problem with, but I think at some point it would be good to be able to edit in, say, Lightroom and have all the computational advantages, I call them advantages, all the computational stuff that you get in a Pro RAW file, but not at the moment. You have to edit them on your phone. So I'll let you know when I've done that and when I've taken the RAW and edited it in Lightroom. Getting light already. Summer is coming. Very slowly. I'm going to run across. Traffic lights in a castle, bit of old and new. Perfect. To be honest, it's old and new, and it's also yellow and blue, which always ends up in a good photo when you've got yellow bits and blue bits. Consult the colour wheel and you can see why. Opposite ends of the colour wheel. Right, get run over. There's a pretty good example of yellow and blue. Maybe go for the zoom. You do get these annoying in-lens reflections with the iPhone lenses. Well, I'd say it's a shame that those cars are there through the archway, because it's quite nice in places like this to get a frame in your frame, and it's really nice with the tree behind and the building behind that to frame the tree, the white building that's showing off the branches. But those cars, they do kind of ruin it a little bit. It's cool light reflection though along this side of the wall. Yeah, that'll make a cracking shot whenever those cars aren't there, I think. I should probably explain what I'm doing out. Right, basically what's happened is I was lying in bed, couldn't really sleep, so I put the Cricket on in my AirPod. I say AirPod singularly because I've misplaced one. But yeah, I couldn't really sleep, so I was listening to England Sri Lanka. They're playing in Sri Lanka, which basically means because of the time difference, they're playing in the middle of the night. And yeah, still couldn't sleep listening to that. So I thought, well, I might as well just come out and take some photos. So I've come to Conwy with my iPhone, taking photos, and I thought I'd show you the process. Basically, I have also brought my big camera in case I see anything really worth taking a photo of, but for the most part, I'm just walking around shooting. So yeah, that's what today's about. As you'll know if you've watched lots of my videos, this is not really my kind of photography, but I'm not really allowed to go anywhere at the moment with the current rules, so hence why I'm walking around a little seaside village rather than camping in the mountains waiting for epic sunrises, which is what I was hoping I'd be doing this time of year. This archway you might remember from a few years ago, chances are you don't. When I was doing my conceptual stuff, I put a shark in that archway. That won't make much sense if you don't know what I mean by my conceptual stuff, but I'll show you. Some pretty cool yellow and blue here, thanks to this shelter. Line you up between this fence, can you see that? Go wide angle, I think. Put a really heavy vignette around it all, make everything else dark. Perfect. Maybe get up on the wall, I think. The castle wall. Oh no. Closed. Everything is closed. Can't go anywhere. Well, this is quite nice. I do really like having multiple lenses on this phone. It's the first phone that I've had that's got that. However, the wide and the short tele lens, neither are anywhere near as bright as the main lens, which means, to be honest, I very rarely use them. Particularly like this, when it's pre-dawn and it's, well yeah, you just end up with loads of noise and not that good a quality photo. To be honest, I don't think it looks that much better than if you just had the files from the main lens and you had a digital crop on them. Obviously that wouldn't work for the super wide, but for the short tele I don't really see much of a difference. This is quite nice. I'm just waiting for a bird to fly in, but I quite like how the there we go. I quite like how the tree branches kind of just point towards the castle. I think that looks quite cool. See, I much prefer the wide composition. Much prefer it, but the image quality from the main lens is just on another level. So hopefully on future phones they'll make 3 lenses capable of the same low light performance. That'd be nice. Right, I've come down to a little beach, as you can see. Try and get a couple of photos of some nice boats. This one's good, quite quaint. Unfortunately the background is quite messy. Tide's out and it's also quite windy, so there's not calm reflective water. It's also a very busy background along the opposite shoreline, but if I shoot wide you might not notice that. I think the trick is to hide that background, I think, and maybe go for the simpler woods up here. I say the trick, I don't know that qualifies as a trick, really. Nice. God, look at this. There's a palm tree in Wales in January. How's your luck? Sky's nice. Not really in a position to take advantage of that. Is there any reflection in this glass of the sky? Yes, there is. I mean, that cloud on its own is worth a shot. Oh, I know what I can show you. Britain's smallest house, supposedly, which you would think would be in London. But a fisherman, years and years ago, I don't know how many years, but a long, long time ago, built a little house for himself. And supposedly his feet used to stick out the window when he was sleeping. You'll see why. It's this red one here. I mean, they've gone to town on it now. They've properly advertised the fact that it's the smallest house in Great Britain. As you can probably see, it says smallest house in Great Britain on it. Proper tourist attraction. I mean, not at the moment, obviously. Oh yes, look at the yellow of the sign and the yellow of the boat and the orange of the sky. That's lovely. Get a wide angle one as well. So you could come to Britain's smallest house, get an ice cream. I mean, what more could you possibly want from a day? Oh, I'm definitely not in the right place to take advantage of that sky. Load of rope. That's sort of semi-interesting, isn't it? Fishing stuff. Big pile of fishing stuff here. That needs sorting out, I'd suggest. Don't know what this is going to look like. That's nice. Ooh. Got sort of mellow orangey water now. Look at that. We go wide. Get the castle in as well. Lovely stuff. Oh, smells a bit. Not the biggest fan of fishy smells first thing in the morning. What do they do? I know absolutely nothing about fishing. Although all these, I think, are for mussels. I don't know what's telling me that, but go and tackle some photos on the bridge again, shall we? By the way, I didn't mean to make a fishing joke by saying tackle. It's far too early for me to think of that. Yellow and blue. Yellow and blue. Let's get closer. To be honest, I wish I had a long lens with me so that I could isolate that red boat. I'll go onto that bridge and have a go at it. Sadly not high enough to totally separate it from the land behind. Ideally, I'd like to be high enough that you could just have water in the background, but yeah. Didn't bring a drone, and I don't have a helicopter, so that's not going to happen. Well, I think that's a good place to end my little jaunt around Conwy. I'm still listening to the cricket. Nothing's happening, completely boring. How it didn't put me back to sleep, I don't know, but never mind. Hopefully it will tomorrow. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Not all my videos in future are going to be these POV walk around GoPro things, but they're quite handy to be able to do at the moment when I haven't got complete freedom of where I go, because I can walk around a place like Conwy where I wouldn't usually go to take photos, to be honest, and hopefully it's sort of semi-interesting when I can't make kind of my traditional normal videos where I stick a camera down and talk to the camera, because I don't suppose you could technically get away with arguing that that's exercise at the moment. And this is my job, oddly enough, but I don't know how the police would respond to me suggesting that going out taking photos at bonkers o'clock in the morning is my job, and filming it. Anyway, again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next week when I might be doing the same thing, or I might have thought of something else, obviously. See you then.